So I personally feel that the 50s, this is hands down the best chapter of our lives. I'm about to turn 53 and I'm absolutely loving this time of my life. This second half or midlife, I think, is hands down the best time. However, you also start to notice things change, maybe things creak a little bit, and there are different worries than I had when I was even in my 40s, 30s, definitely than when I was in my 20s, and I had no care in the world. But these are, realities. These are things that happen after turning 50. And that's why I want to share with you the 10 harsh realities of life after 50. If you don't know me, my name is Judd Albring. I am 52, about to turn 53 years old, and I've been making a full-time living right here online on YouTube for the past 5 years, going on 6 years. And I started this new channel here, Retire with Skill, to help people my age, 50 and over, learn how to make money online in retirement, learn how to make passive income. If that's something you want to learn how to do, make sure you join my free community. I will put a link below for more information. So let's get into it. Number 10, this one is a harsh one. This is one that's going to hit hard right away, but nobody gives a crap about you. I know. It's true. No one's coming to save you. The sooner I realized that, then the easier it became for me, right? What I mean by that is, yes, people still care about you. They love you. However, they've got their own stuff to deal with, and they're not worried about what's going on in your life. And that's just fact. So you're going to notice your friend circle shrinking a little bit. You're going to notice that phone isn't ringing as much. The texts aren't coming in as much. The invites to parties and barbecues are not as much. Just the way it is. Especially, as times have changed over the years, people are getting married later. People are choosing not to have kids or not even to get married. I have friends having babies in their 50s. I have friends who their kids are having babies, that are 50 years old. So all different types of things are going on. Everybody's busy. Everybody's got their own thing going on. So don't take it personally, okay? Number 9 is... This is something I've noticed just recently. I'm about to turn 53, is that it's becoming harder for me to stay organized between all the stuff going on, right? With the kids, with my wife, with my work, going to the dentist. What used to be very simple for me, I would be like, okay, so I got a dentist on this day. I'm going to do this on this day. Then I'm going to a barbecue on Friday at 6 o'clock. I never wrote that stuff down. I never cared about any of that. Now, I literally have to sit down and focus just to put 3 things into my calendar for the week. So it's becoming harder for me to stay organized, to stay focused. But what I've learned is there's lots of amazing apps that can help you. So if you're somebody else who's dealing with this, there's tons of organization apps that you can use that can make your life a heck of a lot easier. Okay. Number 8, I've started to think more about the end of life, whereas when I was in my 20s and 30s, I never thought about that. But, I start to think about the end of life because it's a lot closer than the beginning of life was. And that's just a reality. And I start to think about all the stuff that I want to do or I need to do. I start to think about the things that I haven't done. So that's another harsh reality is you really start to think about, oh, I said I was going to do this by this time, or I haven't done this by this time. One thing I can say is if there is something you want to do, freaking go for it. Do it. Who cares? Because you don't want to have any regrets. That's for sure. Number 7, this is a big one for anybody and everybody. And this one was going to come up no matter what, which is money. Right? Everybody over 50, majority, I think it's over 60% are concerned about savings and retirement, not having enough. So that's just a concern. And I'm not a financial advisor, not here to give anybody any financial advice, but know that at 50, right, you can still make arrangements, make plans, make things happen. The best thing is to get started now. A lot of people are getting second jobs in retirement, starting online businesses in retirement. I started my online business, I think I was 48. I'm now 52, going to be 53. Is that right? I don't know, something like that. But I'm basically semi-retired. So I work less than 20 hours a week, and then I make money passively through my online business. So there's lots of different ways to make additional income. Okay. So don't think that it's over. There are ways to do it for sure. But obviously that's a big concern. Number 6, this is a big one too, is I still feel like my mind is very young. I still feel like I have the humor of a 12-year-old kid, but I am starting to notice the body things change. I recently started training jiu-jitsu, and I love it, but it'll take me 2 or 3 days to recover from one jiu-jitsu class. I've noticed that it's harder to get out of bed sometimes in the morning. If I'm sitting on a big comfy couch, it's harder to get out sometimes. So I'm noticing little things like that I never noticed before. They're not horrible, but I'm definitely noticing things to creep up. So the best thing I can do there, and advice to you, is just to stay healthy, eat healthy, exercise. But you will start to notice the little creaks and things. You'll start to notice yourself slow down just slightly. Number 5, this one is really interesting, but I've started to feel a little bit like an imposter. So this is a harsh reality that you may notice, is that you can't wear certain clothes anymore. It's hard to find clothes. The music sucks, right? There's no music that you like. You still like all your old music. You know, I love it when they tell me that Nirvana is oldies. I think it's crazy. They're like, now on the oldie station, Nirvana. It drives me nuts. But anyways, I don't know who any of the actors are anymore. I don't know who any of the singers are anymore. And I remember the time when my grandparents used to talk about Frank Sinatra and talk about all these old movies and westerns and things like that. And I was like, whatever. Now I get it, right? Because that's how they related. They couldn't relate. So keep that in mind. You might feel like maybe you're trying to fit in with what's going on, but trust me, you don't have to. Don't worry about it. Number 4, our parents are getting older, or maybe you have adult children. You know, my parents are late 70s and 80, and, you know, they're getting older. Thank God they're still in good health, but they are getting older, and, you know, I need to be aware and be there for them. That's just another concern of the many concerns I have, because I'm worried about my own health, but then I got to be concerned about their health as too. So, you know, keep that in mind. Number 3, this is a funny one, but it is a harsh reality, is I will have memories of something, and I might tell it to my wife or even to my kids. And it feels like, oh yeah, that was just like a year ago or a couple months ago. And then I'll sit back and go, holy shit, that was like 20 years ago. But in my head, it was like it just happened. So you're going to have these kind of like these like flashbacks of memories, and they're going to be from the 80s, the 90s, and it's going to drive you nuts, but that happens. The second one is easily injured. I've had 2 major injuries in my 50s, both from playing in the backyard with my kids. Silly stuff like shooting. One time I was trying to shoot a basketball. I pulled something in my leg and I was on crutches for 6 weeks. I did something similar a couple weeks later. I can't remember what it was. I think I was jumping on a trampoline. Pulled something in my other leg that put me out for another couple weeks. So I've learned to take a step back, not try to be the cool dad or the young hip dad. And I'm not afraid to say no to certain things, but keep that in mind, is you definitely aren't able to do everything you used to do, or not able to do it as hard as you used to. And the last one on our list, and probably the biggest one of all, is time. Time goes by like that, right? We blink, 4 years gone. We blink, 10 years gone. So if there's something you want to do, something you've been thinking about doing, freaking do it. Take action. Make it happen. Because, like I said in the beginning, the 50s, this is the second half, right? We have another chance, another go around here. So make it happen. Go for it. You want to start that business? Start that business. You've been wanting to meet that spouse, right? Make it happen. You've been wanting to take that trip? Take that trip, right? Make it happen. Go for it. Do it. Thank you so much for watching. If you've liked this content, you want more, please consider subscribing and liking. And thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video.